A lot of us Texans have been vaccinated, but according to some new data, everyone isn't getting the shots at the same rate, especially when it comes to minorities who are getting their vaccines at a much lower rate. KLBK's Grace Morris has been following this story for us today, and if we're being honest, Grace, this isn't great to hear because minority groups are more at risk of getting COVID in the first place, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right, Matt. According to the CDC, minority groups are at an increased risk of not only getting COVID, but dying from COVID, mainly because many live in multi-generational households, and they also make up a large portion of our essential workforce. That's why local leaders say they're planning more community outreach to make sure everyone gets vaccinated.
Everybody that's here in our community, we want to get them vaccinated.
Across Texas, over 9 million people have had at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. But according to data from Texas Health and Human Services, minorities are still being vaccinated at a lower rate and are more hesitant toward getting the vaccine.
A lot of people are hesitant about entering or accessing health care, and therefore they're less likely to come in.
Across Texas, of those vaccinated, almost 40% are white, while 26% are Hispanic, and only 7% are African Americans. Lubbock's own demographic breakdown following the states almost exactly.
It's good that we're seeing in Lubbock similar trends to kind of what our demographics are here.
But according to CDC data, minority communities are at a higher risk for getting and dying from COVID-19. Dr. Gaston Rougeau-Burns is a local psychologist who works with minority communities. He says that's one reason why it's so important to help minorities get vaccinated.
These were communities that felt this the most. And so now when you're seeing people who are really, really reluctant to do it, it's almost kind of this double-edged sword of like, we're getting hit the hardest and we're less likely to get the vaccine.
The health department says they're using their vaccine ambassador program to reach out to minority communities and are working to schedule more pop-up clinics.
You know, we're all breathing the same air, we're living in a community, we all come in contact with each other. So it's just important that the entire community gets vaccinated so that we can reach that herd immunity. We can't skip any one group. We won't reach those immunity goals.
But Rougeau-Burns says there's always more to be done.
It's going to take a concerted effort from everybody to make sure that we move in the same direction and make sure that we educate our communities and that we manage any fears they might have.
If you need to make an appointment to get a vaccine at the Civic Center, you can do so on the health department's website, or you can call them to set it up using the number at the bottom of your screen.